This is former WWE and TNA Impact superstar Mike Knox, a.k.a. Nux. You are listening to The Final Count. Keep it tuned. Hey everybody, Anthony Corelli here, formerly known as Santino Morella. You are listening to The Final Count.
This is former WWE superstar Victor, and you are listening to The Final Count.
What's up? Wow, it is another time, another week. It is the final count time. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Doing pretty good. It's a big week, another big week. There's some stuff that dropped, or something that dropped on Facebook, on our social media, on all of our social media platforms. We had some news drop this week, which we'll get into more at the end of the show. But let me just mention that this time last week, I did not realize that episode 100 is coming up. And this, my friend, is episode 97. And so just out there for you all the fans listening, we have, and for us too as well, we have a huge, and I do mean huge, week coming up for you next week. Not only do we have Monday's Spotlight coming out, but we will also have a bonus episode, which will come out on Wednesday. It will be another Spotlight. So that'll actually be, so you'll get 3 episodes in 1 week. And so that'll actually be a Spotlight as well, with a guest that you'll find out on Wednesday who that guest is. And so, yeah, that's going to be a huge week. So our Spotlight on Monday will be episode 98. Then the bonus episode for next week will be episode 99. Next Friday is what you're going to want to stay tuned to the end to find out more about episode 100. But we'll get into that and towards the end of the show. But right now, let me just ask you, how's your week been going?
Hey man, it's been going. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Nothing needs to be mentioned. It's time for the podcast. I'm ready to roll. How about you?
Right on. No, it's been a week. Let's just say that, it is podcast time. It is the time for the final count, and so hopefully we'll be able to share more about our weeks in a little bit more detail eventually.
Because I'm just looking forward to next Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to next Friday. Next Friday is gonna be awesome. Let me mention that next Friday is not only is it 100th episode of the final count, but it's also my brother and sister's birthday. So shout out to my brother and my sister, Denny and Courtney. So it's going to be their birthday. They're twins. And so happy early birthday to them. They'll hear it from me multiple times. Yes. And so shout out to them. Wow. But we're going to go ahead and get right into this with Smackdown from last Friday night, February 16th, 2024. We had Smackdown kicked off with Dominic Mysterio versus Kevin Owens. And this was a match to decide which one of these two men would be a part of Elimination Chamber. By the way, if you do not know, Elimination Chamber is, if you're already watching this right now on Saturday, if you're watching it in the United States on the East Coast, you had to get up at 5 a.m. to watch this. If you're watching it on the West Coast, I believe it's at 2 a.m. And then wherever else you are in the world, don't ask me.
Weird times, but I get it because they are in Australia. So
yeah, they are in Australia, and we'll get into predictions for Elimination Chamber and everything. But this match between Dominic Mysterio and Kevin Owens was to determine which one of these men would be a part of that men's Elimination Chamber match, to determine the number one contender for Seth Rollins' title. As you can see, if you're watching, I have a Seth Rollins shirt on. So yeah, Very cool right there. Anyways, so Dominic at one point in the match botched on an X Factor. R-Truth showed up at ringside, confusing Owens with The Miz. Truth rebuffed Mysterio and the Judgment Day by refusing to give him a chair because Dominic was asking him, "Truth, give me a chair." Truth was like, a priest told me I'm not a part of the Judgment Day. So, and he realized that. He realized it. And this led to Mysterio's loss. Kevin Owens advances to the Elimination Chamber. What do you think about Kevin Owens advancing?
He deserves it.
I agree.
I'm a huge Kevin Owens fan.
Like I Dominic, I want him to have more success and be a part of matches like this, like Elimination Chamber and everything.
Coming.
But it'll happen down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Dom's going to be. I mean, he's not necessarily following in his dad's footsteps, but he's just going to be a big star.
Yeah, for sure. Then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Zelina Vega. Vega brawled with Elektra Lopez, and the distraction was enough for Stratton to win with the prettiest moonsault ever. Stratton hits Vega right in the chest with her knees. And so she picks up the win here on her second ever match on a SmackDown. And so time. Very cool right there. Then we have the Authors of Pain versus some NXT talent, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. This was just pretty much just a squash match. AOP was kept strong with a dominant victory in a squash match against some NXT talent. And so the Final Testament, is that what they're called?
Yep.
The Final Testament and the AOP picks up a win here in a dominating fashion.
It's great seeing them back in WWE.
It really is. I love it. And I know people teased and talked about it for a while. The rumors were there. Oh, AOP's coming back. AOP's coming back. But then when they finally pulled that trigger with it, oh, how sweet. How sweet. Logan Paul defeated The Miz to also advance in the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. And so Logan Paul was in a peak form with a springboard clothesline on the apron, followed by a frog splash on the apron. There was a great false finish when Logan Paul hit Miz with a Paul crushing finale for the near fall. Miz worked over Paul's leg like a heel. Paul's goon Jeff gave him brass knuckles, though the referee took them away. Paul capitalized on a low blow and a reverse Paul crushing finale. So Logan Paul picks up the victory, and he's headed to Perth, Australia, and headed to the Elimination Chamber.
Boo. No, Paul's he's doing great work, though, in WWE.
He really is, and I hear that Logan's not really he's not really beloved over there in Australia, or Australia, as they say. He's not really loved in the land down under. I heard last time he was there, the old Aussies, they took and they had a meltdown, and so I don't think they're going to be too happy to see him this time. Naomi defeated Alba Fire, and I believe this was to decide if she would be a part of the Elimination Chamber for the women's side of things, to see who will go on to face Rhea Ripley, to see who will go on to face the winner. Let me go back and rephrase that. The winner between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. So Naomi wins against Alba Fire, which it was originally supposed to be Shotzi. Unfortunately, she was out. She was injured in some sort of injury. And so, unfortunately, Shotzi did not get to compete in this match as Naomi versus Alba Fire. And Naomi and Alba Fire had trouble with the chemistry early on. Naomi and Fire got back on the same page in the second half of the match, which Naomi won with a submission hold. And then following this match, we get a major announcement from Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis announces that Braun Breaker is the newest signee to SmackDown. So the newest signing on SmackDown is Braun Breaker. What a huge, amazing thing right there. And my assumption is going to be that eventually, and there was already hints teased at this, that Braun Breaker is going to be a Paul Heyman guy.
I would love that.
I would too. It'd be very cool to see. Just very cool to see. Then we have The Rock and Roman Reigns returns with the Bloodline. The Rock says that the state of Utah broke the indoor attendance record for the most trailer park trash in history. He even used his heel Rock 1998 voice and got Rocky chants. The Rock said Cody Rhodes finishing his story is stupid logic, which I don't see how you call that stupid logic when Cody won the Rumble. I mean, how's that stupid logic?
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Nor do I. And then with Reigns stuck in the background, The Rock ended his promo about saying, "If you smell what the Bloodline is cooking," but I want to take you back to that promo. If you saw the video, there's videos floating around that on TikTok, especially, that The Rock pointed towards, and I don't know if this is a camera angle or camera trick or what, but The Rock pointed towards Roman when he said he was going to make sure that he loses everything or loses or something like that, or walks out a loser. He pointed at Roman.
And then when they threw up the ones, Rock threw up the L.
Threw up the L, yeah.
So this could be very interesting going into WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or The Rock just doesn't realize it's supposed to be a 1, not an L.
Like I say, he is a better actor than a wrestler, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I like The Rock.
People's gonna hate me for that. I mean, The Rock is good, but like I said, better actor than performer.
Yeah.
I'll get a lot of hate off that probably, but it is what it is.
And so, that's SmackDown for this week. Let's jump over to Raw.
Okay, on Monday Night Raw, we had Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre have a banger of a match to kick off Monday Night Raw.
A banger.
Like, take my money, let me see him wrestle again, But then, of course, you got Jimmy Uso come out and distracted Cody. And then Solo came out of nowhere and hit Cody with the Samoan spike. And you got Drew McIntyre going over for the win on this one.
Yeah, and rightfully so. And I feel like because we're going to see at Elimination Chamber, not to get into my predictions, but I feel like that's a good thing for, let me just say it's a good thing for Drew to win this match because it gives him great momentum going into the Elimination Chamber.
Excuse me. It's just exactly what he needs to.
Exactly.
Then you had a 6-women's elimination qualifying match. You had Shayna Baszler, Michin, Alba Fire, Zelina Vega, Zoe Stark, and the return of, you had Katana. Well, it was a battle royal actually, and then you had the return of Raquel Rodriguez. This is great seeing her back after she had a few issues. All in all, it was a great battle royal. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, the female talent is really working to put in the work to be on WrestleMania and all the pay-per-views and TV and stuff. To see where they came from, like we've brought this up before, to see where they came from to where they are now, it's just incredible. Of course, Raquel came out with a W on that one, so she is going to the Chamber.
Yes, and that's huge to see Raquel going going into the chamber as well. In qualifying. Let me just add in this route while we're talking about the chamber real quick. I did forget to mention that the match with Tiffany Stratton was a qualifying match. So Tiffany Stratton is also in the Elimination Chamber as well. Let's continue with Raw.
And then we had the interview between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Pretty much a good interview. As a sit-down interview, if you guys caught Monday Night Raw. Pretty much talking about Saturday, and Rhea's going to tear her apart. Nia Jax came back as a powerhouse. Like, I like how they're building her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
To how she was before, like in NXT. But my predictions, we'll get into that later. And then you had the R-Truth, The Miz, and DIY versus Judgment Day. Dude, incredible. Come on. R-Truth, thinking he's with DX. Like,
I love it.
I love it. I mean, come on. It was a high energy match. Ciampa really showed out in this match. Love Ciampa. Unfortunately, the Judgment Day did beat Truth, The Miz, and DIY. But did you see the segment at the end where they all did the DX?
Yes.
Like that was great. I was like, yeah. I like that.
A cool nostalgia thing right there.
Yeah.
Or salute.
And then like a top moment takeaway thing is you had UFC star Michael Chandler call out Conor McGregor.
Yes.
Live on TV. Pretty much telling him to get his ass back to the octagon so they can fight.
Yeah.
That's just great. Like, that makes me want to watch UFC. Like, I never really got into it, but I think I want to.
And let me just say, I think we're going to see more of that. More of the UFC, and especially with TKO, we're going to see more of the UFC and being on WWE. You're going to see more of the WWE being on UFC shows. So,
and I like how they're pointing out like people's overall in WWE 2K24 video game. Yeah. I like how they're doing like at Rumble, like we mentioned when you was here, that their time limit and stuff, kind of like, you know, UFC and whatnot. I like how they're integrating the two together.
Yes, and then the time with it's just the small things that help intrigue, I guess you would say, intrigue the show more and help elevate the show. Just like by adding like, oh, they, you know, different small details of like, oh, they arrived to the arena at 7:35 tonight or 4:35 this afternoon, whatever it might be.
And how they're doing the press events.
Yep. Yes.
Like that brings UFC, you know what I mean? But that's something I enjoy watching them. There's only been 2 as you're watching this. Like, I really enjoyed both of them.
Well, there's been press conferences for WWE, but just not on the scale or the level that we're seeing now. Yeah.
Back to this, you had Becky Lynch come out and pretty much cut a go home promo, saying she needs this win and for the chamber. That would be a great match to see Becky versus Rhea.
Yes.
At WrestleMania. But then you had Raquel come out, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton. You had all the contestants come out. You know, they all got a little say-so. But when we get into predictions, you'll see where me and Ryan's going with all this. It did end in a brawl, though. So they did end up brawling. And once again, Nia Jax looked like an unstoppable force, of course. But, you know.
Yeah.
Chad Gable versus Ivar. It was a good match. Chad Gable's strong to be little. He's got that superstar build like they want.
Chad Gable, I see him as almost like a Kurt Angle-esque.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He's very powerful too.
He is.
And he actually defeated Ivar. So Congrats to Gable on that one. Then we had, this is the match that irked my nerves, okay? Then you had Jey Uso versus Gunther. It was a great match.
Yeah.
Jay hit Gunther with 5 consecutive spears in the match. He had it the top rope splash, and then the bell sounded when he went that 1, 2. The bell sounded. You know, Jimmy got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Like, that was not even scripted.
Wow. Oh, wow. No, I didn't know
Some
this.
things I've been reading, Jimmy got in trouble for that. Because rumor had it Jay was supposed to win the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. Since they couldn't have the match at Elimination Chamber because Gunther has visa issues.
I'd like to see where those people's sources are. Just to see, because I don't think they're gonna do. I don't think that he would just run out there and do that like that.
Right. I read that on multiple different sources, but who says to be right?
Sure.
You always got somebody that says this, somebody that says that, but when you go in to read it, nothing lines up.
Yeah, or either that, or it's just like a clickbait thing or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they're saying that, making up the story just to get you to click on it,
Yeah, and then if you look at the Bloodline story overall, you got Roman, Solo, Jimmy, Jay, Drew, Cody, The Rock, and it's like,
don't forget Sammy.
It's building to be like one of the best stories that WWE's produced in a while.
Yeah.
And everything that happens is happening in the story. Because we talk about this all the time, but
all right,
for people that don't really watch it that much, they wouldn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But everything ties back to it.
It does. It wraps around.
So, very interesting. Like, you just got to keep a close watch on it, like every little thing.
Yeah.
But I do see a match with Jimmy and Jay at Mania. Like, I've been calling that for months.
Oh, I think so. I think it'll happen this year.
I hope so.
Sure. I think so. Yeah.
That is that is it for Monday Night Raw.
What that was a pretty solid go home show for Elimination Chamber. A pretty decent solid go home show for the Chamber. Going into it. Now let's get into our predictions here before we go into OVW. So prediction time. And I did see that they did add a kickoff match. And that kickoff match is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. The Kabuki Warriors would be defending against Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Oh, wow.
And my prediction with this match, Kabuki Warriors, I mean, come on. I don't see Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae winning the belts here. They're not going to win the championships here. No.
I'm with you. Kabuki Warriors.
What do you predict?
Kabuki Warriors.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, lead into the main show, the Chamber. The first match, I don't know what order it's going to be in, but women's Elimination Chamber match. You have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton versus Raquel Rodriguez. I think I'm going to go with Becky Lynch here.
I might have to agree.
Yeah.
If you see the story she's telling, I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I think this is the year. This is the year we get that match.
And it's our first ever Chamber. Let's put that in there.
Yes. First ever Chamber. And if this match pans out for WrestleMania, first match of Rhea and Becky at Mania.
It's going to be a banger, if so.
For sure. It definitely is. Definitely is. Then you have the uh, undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Judgment Day Damian Priest and Finn Balor, the champions, defending against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Judgment Day retains without a doubt.
I'm gonna go off a limb and say British Strong Style.
Oh, okay.
I like my boy Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Like I've liked Pete Dunne since day one of NXT UK.
What, may I ask, is your reasoning?
And
where do you see two-part? Where do you see the Judgment Day going? If they lose the titles.
Let's be bold here. If they lose the titles, you're going to possibly see Damian and Finn have either a best of 7 or a few matches. We could possibly get Damian to cash in. I get that they had him too long, but like it's, they've been unstoppable, the Judgment Day. But then you put Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate together, it's just an incredible tag team, like from the beginning till now. I don't know. I just got to go with British Strong Style on this one.
I like it. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it because I would like to see new champions. I don't know if now's the time or not. I
don't know if we're getting new champions until WrestleMania, but I'm still just going to go off a limb and say Pete and Tyler.
Yeah, and you could be right for sure, because if so, like you said, what if we see Damian Priest and Finn Balor? There's been teasers of it before. And what if we see Damian Priest versus Finn Balor for the Money in the Bank?
Yep. Who's the true leader of Judgment Day?
Yeah. Very, very good thinking right there. Then we have the WWE Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley defending against Nia Jax. I'm going with Rhea Ripley on this, and
hands down.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you for sure are going to go with me too on that.
I mean, if you look at it, how they got it booked, they're like I've said, and I said it in the Raw review, they got Nia Jax looking like an unstoppable force, but it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a lot of hard hitting. But come on, Rhea's in her hometown, or home state, I should say, whatever you want to call it. And I see her getting the loudest pop of anybody that night.
Yeah. That, and they've been teasing this Rhea. The seeds have been planted, this Rhea and Becky match, for at least a good couple months now. And so, yeah.
If anybody's noticed, is Rhea growing her hair out for a reason?
I haven't noticed that. No.
Are we going to get a babyface Rhea after Mania? Or are we going to keep her as a heel? But if you notice, Rhea, her hair has grown a lot.
Yeah, it has.
So that's just something to point out. Like, that's what I pick and spot out of, not just watching. I just, pick and spot every little thing, I guess.
I like that. No, I like that, because it's like you're paying attention to the details of, like,
right.
Oh, she's changing this, so that can make her even darker, or that can make her even,
And if you notice, babyface. I know she's got her own story going on, but if you notice, she hasn't been out with the Judgment Day in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be a change in that little story as well.
Yeah, very, very telling for sure. Then we have the men's Elimination Chamber match. I would assume this is going to be the main event. Just an assumption, because obviously we don't know. We have the competitors are Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and the WWE United States Champion Logan Paul.
Throw Logan Paul through a pod, please.
Yeah. I'm going with Drew McIntyre on this.
Me too. I'd love to see Randy or Bobby Lashley win. I don't think LA Knight's going to win for his first chamber. I mean, it very well could happen because he's so over. But if Bobby won or Randy won, I would love that too. But I see Drew McIntyre making this his year. As much as I love Seth, I think Drew's going on to Mania and having his moment in front of everybody finally.
Yeah, same here. I agree. And how could we be remiss to forget the Grayson Waller effect featuring his guest, Seth Rollins, and the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Many people, let me first just say this, and we kind of touched on this a little bit back a couple weeks ago, not back in, but a couple weeks ago. We kind of touched on this. Many people are thinking or speculating that we're going to see a tag team match between The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes on night one of WrestleMania.
I mean, it could be a possibility, but I don't see it happening.
It very well could, but I go back to what I said a couple weeks ago, that if they do that, that's taking a main event away from someone, because you know that Cody and Roman are going to main event night 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's putting double work on 3 of the 4. And I don't know. I don't think you want to do that, because you want to give different people the opportunity to have that main event spot,
And here's how I look at it, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
So you're obviously going to have Cody and Roman night 2 main event. I see all of the bloodline trying to interfere.
Mm-hmm.
To make Cody lose, but then again, I either see The Rock turning on Roman and them, and helping Cody, or I see like Seth and whoever wins the chamber could be the main event of night 1. If Seth loses, I could see Seth coming out night 2 and helping Cody, as well as Jey Uso. But I could also see Jey Uso turning back with the bloodline.
Yeah, no, I could. Yeah, I don't want to see Jey turn back, and I don't think he will. Of course, I guess it could all depend on what happens between him and Jimmy that night, or one of those nights. If they hug it out in the ring, do they go back to the bloodline? Does he go back to the bloodline? Does Jimmy step away from the bloodline? And the Usos become the Usos again.
Oh, because if you didn't notice, when they beat down Cody on Raw,
mm-hmm.
Jimmy Uso was at the top of the ramp and he had his hand out, and Solo never acknowledged Jimmy.
Wow. Yeah.
Never gave him a handshake or anything. So,
I mean, it's just I don't think that Jimmy's gonna. I don't think Jay's gonna go back to the bloodline. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
But I think that for WrestleMania, Cody versus Roman night 2. I think it's going to be Seth versus, again, whoever the winner is of the Elimination Chamber for night 1, like you said. But then in the Cody and Roman match, I believe, like I said, Seth is going to be there at ringside. Rock's going to be there at ringside. I believe that, like you said, Rock could turn on Roman eventually at some point in that match. But Seth is, again, he's going to be there to be Cody's shield. He's going to help, and fight off the bloodline. But I do believe that at some point in that match, there's going to be a moment where The Rock does turn on Roman. That's just, and then that sets up for WrestleMania 41.
Or SummerSlam.
Yeah, or SummerSlam. But I think we'll see it at WrestleMania 41. Well, that's what I'm hoping, at least. Because of the simple fact that people wanted for years for this to be Rock and Roman at a Mania. No one ever dreamed for it to be at SummerSlam. But, I mean, if they do it, I'll take it. But, we'll talk about more about that later.
Yeah.
Down the road as WrestleMania gets closer and as we get away from Mania as well. So now moving on from WWE to OVW Rise for February 22nd, 2024. OVW Rise this week kicks off with a best of 7 series match between the Iron Demon Shane Mercer versus Big Zoe. Big Zoe with a clothesline out of midair picks up the win over Mercer in this series and evens the score at 2 wins for Mercer and 2 wins now for Big Zoe. What's your thoughts about this best of 7 series between Mercer and Zoe?
I love it.
I do too, and like we said, their first match that I was able to be there for. That was definitely a hard hitting match, and the athleticism in that match between both of them. It was really cool to see, and so like, I felt like even that night that this could be a best of 7 thing, and look what it has turned into that. And so that's very cool that it has. And I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of this series. Then we have Freya the Slaya versus Dream Girl Ellie of the Bad Girls Club. Freya picks up the win off the distraction by Hollywood Haley J. She hits a choke slam on Ellie for the win. Thoughts on this match?
I didn't watch much of OVW this week because I've been busy with other stuff, but I caught bits and pieces of it. It was a decent match. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a decent match. Bad Girls definitely tried to get involved, but again, Haley J makes the save there.
Haley J is incredible,
and yeah, she is. She really is. Then you had Dalton McKenzie and a returning Dustin Jackson versus the Golden Lions Cash Flow and Mahabali Shera. Shera with a sky high onto Dustin and Cash off the top with a payload for the pin and the win. After the match, the OVW Tag Team Champions Joe Mack and Adam Revolver, the Overmen, come out with Shannon the Dude or Shannon the Dud or Shannon the Douche. Shannon says the last time the Golden Lions faced the Overmen, they put their hands on an OVW official to get out of their match with the Overmen. But not just any official, Charlene. They were so desperate to get out of the ring with Joe Mack and Adam Revolver, they laid their hands on a girl. Shannon says he thinks maybe they should give the Golden Lions another chance and asks Joe Mack what he thinks. Mack says he's sick and tired of whooping them week in and week out. But Joe Mack is a giver, and he's going to give them what they want. One more crack at the titles on one condition. Cash says, shut it. What is it? What condition? Revolver says he's got it. We will sign the contract for this match next week, but one stipulation. When they fail to win the titles, the Golden Lions never get a shot at the titles again. Cash says when we fail, Adam will get a tan. They will be their Huckleberry. Let's do it. This feud right here. Oh my goodness, this feud right here. It's really good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good feud right here between the Overmen and the Golden Lions.
They didn't have to squash Dustin like that. Dang it, Dustin.
But no, it's really this series or not series, but these matches that these two teams are having.
It's a great feud.
It's great matches. A great feud, great matches, and I think we will this time see new tag team champions, the Golden Lions.
Oh yeah,
2 times. Then we get the Hustler to Get Bundles versus Big Beef, and Beef gets the win with a small package. So quick easy win for for Big Beef in this match. Then we get Tusks and Chains, the 80s baby TW3, and the Mammoth Donovan Cecil versus Beaches and Cream, Omar Amir, and Luscious Lawrence. The match ends in a no contest as the referee has apparently thrown the match out, and the grudge between Tusks and Chains and Beaches and Cream continues. This feud is they've taken TW3 and Beaches and Cream have taken TW3. They've tried to take him out, injured his leg. I believe it's his leg, but they've tried to injure him.
Or his knee.
Yeah, or his knee. Yeah, one of those. And they've tried injuring him and had him on crutches. He was out on crutches about a week ago. And so, where does this feud end at? Like, what's gonna be the end all with this feud? And by the way, I love that name for Tusks and Chains. I love that name.
Hey, I like Mammoth at the Disco too, but they didn't go with it.
I did too.
But I agree with you. Tusk and Chains that's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where the Chains part came from, but I like it. I like it.
I was like, Tusk and Chains
Yeah.
where? But whatever works.
Right, exactly. And so that was hour one. Then we get to hour two, and we have the OVW Media Championship match. The Fanny Pack Kid Cal Hero, the champion, defends against the star of the show, Star Rider. The winner of the match by disqualification, Star Rider, after Tony Evans with the assist by Jay De Niro, putting the loaded glove in the fanny pack of Cal while the referee was distracted by Evans. And so Cal retains, but off a disqualification, not on fault of his own.
Hush.
Yeah, and we did say hush.
I do that every week.
And oh gosh, then we had Double A Ari Alexander, and she introduces her Boo Bear Carson Drake for his performance. He comes out dressed as Elvis. How funny was that? That was so hilarious. Shake, rattle, and roll. He comes out and he's gonna give us a performance and a performance. Yeah, it was sure a performance. All right. It gets interrupted.
I can perform better than he did.
What was that?
I can perform better than he did.
Yeah, same here. This podcast is more entertaining than anything.
Right, that's why you guys should check it out and always watch and always subscribe.
Yes. It's more entertaining than anything Carson Drake's doing right now on OVW. No, I'm just joking, but it is. It's definitely more entertaining than that performance, where he was talking about Carson rocks. But anyways, it gets interrupted by Von Rocket coming to the ring playing his guitar, but Carson has had enough, and Ari confronts and pushes the Von Rockettes. They push her back, dropping her to the mat. Meanwhile, Von Rocket and Carson exchange words. Von Rocket turns his back to Carson and gets cracked in the head with the guitar by Carson over his already injured head.
That looked like that hurt.
Oh my goodness, I'm sure it did.
I've been put through tables and hit with chairs in training before, and that looked like it hurt worse than that.
Oh, I'm sure. But this feud with Carson and Ryan Von Rocket, this seems to be a pretty personal feud right here, or it's becoming personal. I mean, come on, man. He's hit him with a glass bottle, now a guitar, and it's in the head, and Ryan's still not recovered from the glass bottle hit. And I mean, and both to the back of the head. And so, yeah. Wow. I got to assume that Ryan might have a concussion or something at this point.
Where are we going to get the end of this feud, though? We're going to get it at a pay-per-view, or are we going to get it on an episode of TV?
I'd probably say a pay-per-view. We'd have to get a pay-per-view. I'd say put them in a street fight or something. Then we get Hema of the Bad Girls Club versus the Boogedius baddie, Hollywood Haley J. And Haley uses the chair the Bad Girls Club brought to the ring to pick up the win over Hema with an assist from Freya the Slayer. So Freya the Slayer comes back out and pays the favor back to Hollywood Haley J, which Hollywood helped her and gave her an assist earlier in the night. And Freya pays her back for that. So, it looks like these two are going to be helping each other out to take down the Bad Girls Club.
What a great team.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a team I didn't think would form.
Yeah, especially the feud that they've had in the past. And so, yeah.
Which their feud was great, too, for the belt.
It was.
So, I have no complaints about them.
Nor do I.
They put in the work, that's for sure.
They have. Then we have the OVW National Heavyweight Champion and NWA World Champion, the leader of the Overman EC3 was Shannon the Dude, or the Dud, or the Douche, whatever you want to call him.
The Douche.
Yeah, the Douche, the Dud. Come to the ring to talk about last week's main event. He talks about how Luke lost last week, but there's no shame in that loss or in delivering an absolute classic in the OVW ring. He says Luke stands amongst those who stand with the greatest of all time. EC3 says here he is the GOAT, the greatest wrestler alive. He says he has never told a lie. He has never fibbed. He is only honest. Luke earned his respect, the respect of the greats, and he earned the respect from the people. So much so, they chant certified, but Luke is not these people. Unlike these people, he took a risk and took his shot, but when you take a shot at the king, you better not miss. He says he meant every word he said to Luke. Luke has the potential to be great. He was the heir to his empire. He was the heir to the throne. He was the heir to the empire. But the difference between them is when Luke takes his shot, he loses. When EC3 takes his shot, all he does is win, no matter what.
Hey, Luke that came from a song.
Yeah, right? Sounds like a song, right?
I don't know.
I think there's a hint there. Luke appears on the Tron saying he's in Cali getting his head right. He said he did barely lose to EC3 last week. And that is a testament to the fact that he is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. But fear not, because he is getting his head right, planning his next moves, because at the end of the day, certified Luke Curtis is going to do whatever is necessary to take the title from EC3 and become certified world champion. You don't see him sweating because you don't sweat when you are certified. I have to say, I loved that promo from Luke. That was definitely a world champion-esque or a champion-esque promo right there. Definitely loved it. Shout out to Luke Curtis on that promo. And EC3, I loved EC3 in the ring. EC3 is not bad on the mic at all.
No.
Not bad at all on the mic. Then for the main event, we're supposed to have Adam Revolver of the Overman versus Shotgun Tony Gunn. However, Gunn's entrance music plays, and it plays twice, and Gunn never appears. Adam gets on the mic saying, how about that? Tony Gunn is afraid to come out and face him, and everyone is afraid of facing the Overman as a group. They're afraid of Adam Revolver and Joe Mack as a team. They're afraid of Adam as an individual. He says there is no one in the back who has the guts to face them. There is no one in the locker room that can stand up to the Overmen. Cash Flow's music hits. And the Golden Lions come out. Cash says, "Let me tell you something. Nobody is afraid. You want a fight? Let's fight." The Golden Lions clear the ring of Mack with Revolver laid out on the apron and Shannon the Dude in the ring alone with them begging the Golden Lions. But from behind, Mack with a chair to the back of Cash and Revolver a low blow to Shera. Chair shots and kicks to the Golden Lions. OVW Rise closes with the Overmen standing over the bodies of the Golden Lions. And question is, who can stop the Overmen?
This is a great feud.
If Cash and Shera can't do it, who's going to do it?
Me and you.
Me and you. Very funny.
Yeah, in our dreams, right?
In my dreams.
I don't know. You got a lot of great tag teams at OVW.
There are, but the size of being able to compete against, I mean, I guess Big Zoe and Big Beef, maybe put them against them, or I don't know who else you could put against.
You got Zoe and Beef. You got Tuscan
Beaches and Cream.
Chains.
Yeah, Tuscan Chains,
and
Beaches
Cream.
and Cream.
Who else?
Perhaps you bring in a tag team that could take out the Overmen. And not just the Overmen, the tag team, but who can actually take down the Overmen altogether? Who can be the one to throw that final nail in the coffin? Luke Curtis could be.
Yeah.
Luke Curtis very well could be. And that would be phenomenal to see him win the OVW National Heavyweight Championship or the OVW National Championship. And it would also be really cool, but I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be really cool to see him win the NWA World Championship.
Yeah. I see the OVW National Championship happening, but
I do too.
As far as NWA, I don't think they're going to take that off of EC3 anytime soon.
Yeah, at least it's not going to be from Luke Curtis right now. Unless Luke Curtis gets signed, then I could see that happening. But
right.
Even then, not right now, like you said. For sure. So you mentioned that you wanted to bring up, because that's OVW for the week, but you mentioned that you wanted to bring up some news or some happenings from AEW.
Yes, if you guys watch the AEW Wednesday night, you got to tell me how incredible the match was from the Blackpool Combat Club and FTR. I was glued to the TV. And a lot of times I never get glued to the TV watch wrestling. It's just, I don't know. I've always liked FTR and I've always liked Moxley and Claudio, but them four in a ring together is just amazing chemistry. Did you catch any of it?
Yeah, I like FTR too, and yeah, no, that was a really good match. Yeah.
To kick off the show, it was like, dang.
Yeah, it was a great match to kick off the show.
Tony Khan knows what he's doing.
Very hard hitting too.
Yes.
Just a straight up fight for real, brawl. And that's what those guys are, brawlers. Both of those teams are brawling type teams. Yeah.
Especially Moxley.
Ground and pound. So
especially Moxley. Like he don't stop until he bleeds.
Yeah. I think the bleeding can get a little bit too much sometimes, but no, that's the case with Moxley out.
AEW's toned down the bleeding a lot.
They have. I'll give them that.
But that's all I want to point it out from that, because that's all I really watched. Like,
I
all
got
I
you.
was glued to. I mean,
Right. I do want to touch on something else that I found out happened, and this is with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, former WWE star, uh, you might remember him as Dolph Ziggler. He is now known as by his actual real name, Nick Nemeth, wins the New Japan Pro Wrestling Global Championship. So Nick Nemeth defeated David Finlay at the New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginnings event in Sapporo, Japan, to become the new IWGP Global Champion. Nemeth hit Finlay with a super kick and then followed up with a danger zone zigzag to get the pin. After the match, Nemeth grabbed the mic and made an open challenge for anyone to step up and face him for the championship. So, what a big deal right there for Nick Nemeth right there. Not only is he a part of TNA, but now he's the global champion with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Very cool right there. What are your thoughts on Nick Nemeth?
he deserves everything that's coming to him.
I agree. He's such a hard worker. He is definitely a workhorse type.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think eventually, I feel like eventually he's going to be the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. It's just a matter of time.
And I also want to point out Matt Riddle won a title in Japan today, the same time too.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
And Matt Riddle is also with MLW.
With MLW, yeah.
Yeah. I love MLW.
We cover a little bit of everything. We might not discuss every show right now. We might eventually add a little bit of TNA, a little bit more of AEW.
You guys got to let us know what you want us to cover. Like,
yeah,
we cover Raw, we cover SmackDown, we cover OVW, we do predictions. Like, do you guys want to see us or listen to us cover TNA and AEW and other indie promotions? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, which we will. We're gonna cover them all eventually, but just which one would you like us to cover next? How about that? Which one would you like to cover next? Let us know in the comments below, or give us a message. Be like, hey, could y'all cover a little more AEW? Could y'all cover a little more TNA? We'll be like, yeah, we'll do it. We got you. At least AEW, but we will cover TNA too. We'll figure that out, and we'll definitely we'll get TNA going too.
Definitely.
But we mentioned something at the top of the show. This is going to be kind of like a little announcements before we go to our plugs. We got a couple announcement type deals here. Type of promotion type things here that we got going on.
The first one's very, very exciting for us.
Yes. Not to diminish
for us, but not to take away from the second one, because the second one's phenomenal too. But
yeah,
for us, this is huge. So if you're watching this, just enjoy this. But if you're listening to this, you either check it out on all of the social media platforms if you haven't already. But without further ado, here we go.
All right, so there you see it. Next Friday, 8 p.m., there will be a Facebook Live. Again, I'm going to say that again. Say it with me.
Facebook Live 100th episode special of the Final Count.
At 8 p.m. What time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Be there, be square.
We will have a special guest, as you saw. We will have a special guest.
We will have a giveaway.
Yeah, a giveaway. And so you might ask, who's the special guest? You're just going to have to tune in and find out. I could give it away. I could not give it away.
No, that's a secret.
But yeah, that's a secret. So
Most of you love them. Most of you hate them. We never know.
Yeah, we'll say that. Most of you might hate them, you might love them.
Could be local, could be from out of state. You never know. You just have to be there live, 8 p.m.
Yes. Only way to watch it. Well, you can watch it afterwards, but the only way to watch it live and check it out live, be interactive with us. Yes, that's right. You can be interactive with us. We can see your comments. We can bring your comments.
You can ask us questions live for us to answer live.
Yes. And you can give us feedback live. So how cool is that going to be? And this is with this 100th episode. Like I said, it's 100th episode. So we thought, let's do it big. Let's make this a big episode. It's 100 episodes. Let's make this a big episode. And so we're going to try doing this live. And we're going to, maybe if we like the live, we might do maybe once a month live type thing. And we'll just see. There won't be a guest every if we do once a month, won't be a guest all the time, but definitely you'll just get to see us break down the shows live and everything, and you get to catch that live on Facebook only. Eventually it will be on YouTube and all the platforms and stuff.
Who knows? I might pull one of you guys in for a little quick second here on the live stream when we do it. You never know. You just have to be there.
Yeah, exactly. You could end up getting your chance to be on the final count.
There is a giveaway coming too, so that will be more announced on social media. So stay tuned for the giveaway. Yes.
On top of the giveaway from next week, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So on top of the giveaway for next week, there's another giveaway. So stay tuned to social media. So exciting things. Episode 100 is going to be exciting. And then you also saw the advertisement for the Derby City Wrestling show. It is limited tickets for this. I do not know if they're sold out. You do have to register to get a ticket. So you can try registering, and we can put the link and everything on our social media and whatnot. And we'll put the flyer up there and everything. We want to promote them. And we're going to start doing this and promoting different shows locally. If you're in the Kentucky, Indiana, you're in that area, we're going to start promoting local shows around us, whether it be more than just OVW. We're going to promote different shows coming up. So each week you'll see, if you're watching, or you'll hear it, what shows we're promoting for that week. So
you could very well possibly catch us at the show too.
Exactly. Yeah, you very well could. I definitely will be at. We're trying to get both of us there, but I currently definitely will be there at the Derby City show. But even if you don't see us at that show, we'll be at more shows for sure. We will both be there at more shows for sure. Whether we're riding together or what it might be.
Meeting up or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Still stay tuned for that vlog channel too. Once we get going here, we'll get a vlog up there.
Yes. And we got we have I'm trying to think what we have. You know what? I can't remember what we have apparently.
Oh, I'll go ahead and plug it right now. We do have a website now.
We do have a website, yes.
It is official. You can find a tag on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Go check it out. We have merch up there. The latest episode. The latest spotlight will be going up. This latest episode will be going up. There's the About Me section. You guys can order online. Excuse me. Be sure to leave your shirt sizes in the comments. Unfortunately, your guys' shirts don't come with names like ours do, but they will be the same design and everything. But I worked hard on the website. I will continue to work hard on the website. As a matter of fact, we're going to put that banner up on the website as well, so you guys can go there and check it out too.
Awesome. Yeah.
Live episode.
It's going to be awesome next week.
I'm super pumped for it.
Yeah, I am too. I'm like, once we talked about going live, I was like, yes, let's do this thing. Let's.
I haven't been here for every episode, but it's been a blessing to be the co-host of this podcast. It's something I've talked about for a while with Ryan to be on here, and we made it happen at the ending of 2023. We're just taking 2024 and running with it.
We'll just thank episode 100, and then you'll be here for episode 200,
episode 300 and 400 and
500.
so on and so on and so forth.
It's gonna be a wild ride, and we can't wait for you to join us next Friday. Don't forget to join us for Monday Spotlight. Don't forget to join us for, again, there's going to be 3 shows next week. One Spotlight on Monday, a Spotlight on Wednesday, which will be a bonus Spotlight, but it will be episode 99. So 3 Spotlights next week, yeah. Or not 3 Spotlights, 3 shows
2
next week.
Spotlights in the live.
2 Spotlights in the live. And then again, if you do miss the live, you can still check it out on YouTube, but you just won't get to interact with us. You won't get to interact with the guests.
You won't get to be there for the giveaway.
Yeah, you'll miss it out on the giveaway. So you want to be there live on Facebook
at 8 p.m.
At 8. Get on there exactly at 8. You won't want to miss what might happen. I can't tell you that
on there. You just don't want to miss it at all.
Yeah. I can tell you that we're going to be playing not videos, but we're going to be playing calls that come in from past guests. So you never know who or what past guests might call in or might have called in and left a message for us of congratulatory or whatever it may be. So that'll all be on next week on the live. But right now, before we head out of here, let's go ahead and put our plugs up there with our sponsors, and shout out our sponsors. So if you want to add us some music here, let me see. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use our promo code FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout.
And then you guys can use our personal link in the description for WWEshop.com. You get you that title belt, get you that memorabilia, get you a t-shirt, a hat, whatever it was, guys. Just use our personal link down in the top of the description below.
And head over to jcounty.app.com now to get your official, this was the first t-shirt, the official Final Count hoodie for $45 and t-shirt only $25. Still go support them, but support both. There's no reason you can't. I mean,
absolutely. Go show them guys love over there for sure.
Yeah.
And as you see here, don't forget to check us out on the audio version of the podcast. You can catch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and iTunes. If you guys are not following us, you're sleeping. Like we said, 2024 is our year. I'm glad to be a part of the podcast. Don't miss the live. We can't stress that enough.
Yes.
You do not want to miss the live. It's going to be crazy. It's like I said, I haven't been here for every episode, but I'm going to be here for it since I've been here throughout. So, but yeah, we're having, like we said, let's run over it again. Special guests, a giveaway. Starts at 8 p.m. next Friday. Live on Facebook. You guys just don't want to miss. Come interact with us in the chat. You ask us questions, we'll answer them. Like I said, I may pull one of you guys in as a guest. We'll see how that goes. If you want to send in our congratulations calls for the 100th episode, I'm pretty sure Ryan will put the number down. Yes. So you guys can call in. It don't just have to be past guests or superstars or anything. You guys can also, like I said, call in. They will be played during the live episode. We'll be covering Raw, SmackDown, OVW like we normally do. It's just going to be live. Mm-hmm. Like, we can't put that out there enough. LIVE, live. Like LIVE, live. 8 p.m. on Facebook. Join us. Don't be there or be square.
Yes. And with that, before we do close out here, where can they find you on social media, Bryan?
You can find me on all social media at my last name. Everything in my last name is DDIIXXOONN _. You find me on Facebook. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm more active on TikTok than anything with work-related content. So if you like towing, if you like videos like that, be sure to check out my TikTok. I'm almost at 3K. So let's hit 3K on there.
And with me, you can follow me on Instagram at RM_counts28. So yeah, go follow me on my personal Instagram. And yeah, we'll chat there if you want to. And for the most part, you can also hit me up on all of our social media pages as well. But make it important if you do on there. So
very true, very true.
Important question. Yeah.
If you guys also have questions you want answered in like a podcast or something, I'm gonna talk to Ryan about this. Leave them down. You know, if you comment on Twitter, if you comment on Facebook, you comment on Instagram, you got a question, either shoot it to our DM or leave a comment, and we'll get to it as quick as possible.
Yes, and that's also what our hotline is going to be for as well. Just letting everyone know, you know, if you have a question, if you want to let us know what you think about the show, you can also call into that hotline number. And we're going to eventually get that up here for you to where you can call in and leave us a short message just about what you think about the show or just whatever. And we'll eventually have call-in things where you can call in to the show and leave messages for us, and we'll play those on air. So yeah, that's going to be really something cool too.
I'll throw that number on the website as well.
Yes.
So when you guys are on the website, you'll have the number, and then you'll have the flyer, poster, whatever you want to call it, of the Friday event.
Yes. And with that, I'm Rymode Mosley.
I'm the 502 Ace.
And we will see you down the road.
Later, guys.